Hello, welcome to another episode of Fresh Natural Live. And it is a rainy evening here in Houston. I would say it's a rainy night in Georgia, but we're in Texas. But nevertheless, we have a great show for you tonight. I'm not going to be on very long. I had an interesting weekend. This weekend, I was in Fairfax, Virginia, speaking at a Veg Fest. And I'm going to tell you about that at the end of the show. But what I want to talk to you about are some essential exercises. Now, the reason I came up with this topic today is I was talking to a couple of patients last week, and one of whom was in our nutritional therapy and getting infrared therapy for arthritis. And, I told her that, one knee was bone on bone, the other knee was not bone on bone, but had serious pain. And so she was having, on a 1 to 10 scale, I think a 5 or 6 on one knee and about an 8 or 9 on the other knee. But with the infrared sauna therapy, it was getting better. So we were starting a nutritional detox and what have you. So I said, okay, your goal is to be able to run up some stairs. And, she looked at me like I, had, 3 heads coming out of my forehead. But the reason I told her that, even though she had been walking on a walker, was on a cane and not really using the cane all of the time, is because I wanted her to set a very high goal. And what I expressed to her is that, we need to work hard, set high goals beyond where we think we can perceive we can make, or goes beyond our perception of what we can do, but goals nonetheless. The other patient, I had a conversation with, and so she was working out some, and I instructed her to do some extra workouts. And so my PA and I were in the exam room instructing her in terms of what to do, leg squats and, standing on one leg and what have you. And, the thought, I was reminded, I should say, that, our patients, even though, you may be someone with arthritis or some chronic illness like heart failure, you need to see yourself as an athlete who's recovering from an injury. Now, it's not exactly the same thing, but I thought that that's a point that needs to be emphasized. So today's topic is essential exercise. It's not exercise just for weight loss or just, to be bouncing around. But these are exercises for healing, exercises for enhancing your body's function. So I really want to hit that message home. It's going to be a short show tonight. I'm going to show you some videos on how to do certain exercises. I'm going to go into some of the important benefits of it. We've done shows on exercise before with fitness gurus. So I want to get into this concept, and I'm going to come back to this concept throughout the year because I think it's very, very important. A message we have for our patients is that you should eat like a rabbit and train like an athlete. So we're going to get into the Train Like an Athlete program just now, so stay tuned. And by the way, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And like and subscribe if you hadn't had a chance to subscribe. And please share this show. I think a lot of your friends and associates would benefit from it, so stay tuned. Okay. So let's get to it. Exercise. Again, as I said in the outset, it's very important. And we think about exercise, something we're just going to do. And and I'm as guilty as anyone else about, saying, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, I'll do it next week, etc. But exercise is an important routine that is an important necessity for body enhancement, health enhancement. I think it's more important than taking a shower every day, maybe as important as flossing most days or brushing your teeth most days. It's certainly as important or more important than eating every day. I don't think we need to eat every day. And we're going to talk about this whole concept of lifestyle and break these things down to you. And I'll give it to my colleagues and we're going to go through some things because we've had conversations off screen about, the concept of, how much you should eat and what your workouts should be and so on. And we're going to, come to a consensus and put together a consensus set of recommendations. But part of that is what I'm going to share with you today. First of all, JW, hello. Buy the book. Thank you very much. Hello to you, JW. Thanks for agreement with me. Dellum, hello. Danielle Harding, hello. Good evening. And I hope you guys are having a good evening wherever you are. As I said, it's raining here in Houston. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some videos with you of some simple exercise. Now, the reason I pull these videos offline, I went to the internet and got basic instructions. So one thing I want to emphasize to you is that you can go online and get basic instructions on how to do many of these exercises. We're working on putting together a consensus plan, as I said earlier, with my colleagues and the like, and we're going to sit down and go through a process and put together a comprehensive plan for many of you to learn about and maybe follow, give you a plan to follow. But I want to start off with some simple little exercises. This first video I'm going to share with you is going to be a video on how to do basic jumping jacks. I'm going to go through the video and for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come and talk about jumping jacks, why it's beneficial from a cardiovascular standpoint, a medical standpoint, and the like. Now, everybody may not be at the point of doing jumping jacks right now. You may have arthritis, et cetera. We can talk to you about how to modify that. There are many of these exercises that you can do that are very simple. So I'm start with jumping jacks, which is kind of an intermediate to difficult exercise, and then we'll go to some that may be not as difficult. So let's take a look at this first video.
Standing with your feet together and your arms by your sides, hop your feet apart at the same time as bringing your arms above your head, bending your arms slightly at the top. Quickly hop your feet back together, lowering your arms back to your sides. Continue this motion for a set time period or a set number of repetitions. Hopping out and back is 1 repetition.
Okay, so you have the little disclaimer at the end. So the point is simply this: jumping jacks is a very simple exercise. However, it can be very challenging. Let's say you're in poor shape, you're not able to run, but maybe you can do 1 jumping jack. So you get up in the morning, do 1 jumping jack, and that's all you can do. Maybe do 3 sets of 1 jumping jack. You may have to do a jumping jack, you sit and rest, and you do another jumping jack. Maybe you can do 5 jumping jacks in a row. The point is, the jumping jack, as you can see, requires some level of coordination. You're jumping up and down. It's strengthening your lower body, upper body. So it's a full body workout as well as cardiovascular. And it's a simple workout. Now, if you haven't done it in a while, it could be a little bit tricky because it does require some level of coordination. And doing something that requires coordination is important because it's forcing you to use your brain and it's forcing you to use your neuromuscular activity and coordination. So whenever you have to do something that requires coordination, it's triggering brain and muscle function together. And these are some exercises that will be very important in terms of maintaining long-term cognition. So, it's one thing to be able to do crossword puzzles, which is important, and that's using your brain. But doing jumping jacks or something, even dancing, which, we're not going to talk about dancing today, but we will talk about dancing at some point, does require the use of cognition as well as muscle coordination. And when you haven't put all that together, again, that's exercising your brain as well as exercising your body. So it's not only a full body workout, but a body and brain workout. The next exercise I want to talk to you about is the simple chair squat. Now, most of us sit in chairs all day long and we get up, and sometimes people get up on the chair and they, have to push up and that type of thing. But if you are having to push up on a handle in a chair, this exercise may be helpful to you. You may need an assistant to sort of give you some support. But let's look at the basic chair workout.
Hi there, and welcome to this Get Exercise Confident video. Today I'm here with Alice, and we're going to show you how to do the chair squat. The chair squat is a great exercise for beginners and really works the front of the legs, the quads, the back of the legs, the hamstrings, and the glutes, and also really engages your core. So what we're going to do, we're going to get Alice to show you the exercise, and then we're going to break it down into 3 key parts for you. So Alice, if you could show the exercise. Excellent. So now we're going to break it down into 3 key parts: the setup, going down, and then going up. So to begin with the setup. So as you can see, Alice is standing just wider than shoulder width apart, and her toes are pointing outwards, so at 11 and 1 o'clock. And then when we look side on, you see that she's got a really nice tall posture and nice and upright. So that's brilliant. So that's the setup. So now for going down, if you just go down, Alice, that's great. As she goes down, when we look from the side, you see she's moving backwards and sitting back, which is really important, because this is what engages the glutes. In addition, she's got a nice tall posture and she's staying upright. So if you go up again and just show that again. So sitting back, really good posture. Then at the bottom, you can also see the angles of her shins are the same as the angle of her body, which is what you want. So that's great, and then go back up. When we look from the front, as she goes down, you see her knees come outwards. So you want your knees pointing as if they're going towards your little toes on both feet. And this is important to protect the knees and also to engage the glutes. So that's going down. Now for going up, what she's going to do, she's going to keep her knees going outwards towards her little toes, and she's going to squeeze her glutes. Excellent. And go back down one more time. And then from side on, you can see her body is going straight up. It's not rocking forwards. Excellent. As you can see here, we've started her out on the chair with some weights to raise it up slightly. So if at home, you could do this on the bed with some pillows, or in the gym, you can do it on the bench with some weights. And what this does, because she's just started, she can't quite get the full depth. So it's good to start raising yourself slightly higher and then slowly going lower as your muscles get more control and you get more flexible. So that's really good. So now we're going to just show you some of the common mistakes people do when they squat. So the first one is the knees coming in. So can you just show here? So this is what we want to avoid, because this puts excess strain on the inside of the knee and also won't engage the glutes as much. So if you go back up and do it again now with your knees out. So this is what we want, the knees outwards. So that's the first common mistake. The second common mistake is best seen from the side. So if you go back up, it's where rather than sitting backwards, she's going to sit forwards. So if you do it incorrectly, going forwards. So here you can see rather than sitting back, she's shifted her body weight forwards. This is going to put excess strain on her knees and won't engage the glutes properly again. So instead, if you do it properly now, she's sitting back. That's really good. Now there's one other common mistake people make, which is if you go down, on the coming up phase, her body should come up completely straight. But what many people do wrong is they rock forwards before coming up like that. And what this does, it uses your momentum rather than the muscles of your glutes to get up. So you're not actually working the correct muscles. And those are the most common mistakes we see in the squat. Thanks very much for watching this Get Exercise Confident video. I hope you found it useful.
Okay, so a lot there that was broken down, and they do an excellent job of breaking down the technique. What I want to emphasize on this exercise from a medical standpoint is that there's so many patients I see who fall. They come in, well, doc, I fell. Well, did you lose consciousness? No. Well, how did you fall? I lost my balance. I tripped and I couldn't. I mean, it's normal to stumble on something. Maybe you didn't pick your leg up and you stumble on a step. But you should be able to catch yourself. And your inability to catch yourself, even from a slight sway. So maybe you make a misstep or you stumble. If you are off balance, you should be able to catch yourself one way or the other. Many people aren't able to catch themselves. Why? Because their core is weak. Their glutes are weak. Their quads are weak. The hamstrings weak. And they don't work these areas. Fitness, what it does is that it works you above the level of need. So, for instance, if you're walking, in your house, you may not need the strongest quads or strongest glutes, but if you lose balance, if you slip on something or trip on something, that's when you need to catch yourself. That's when you need the quads or your glutes to catch in to catch your balance one way or the other. Many people just fall just, for no apparent reason. They don't, trip on anything. Again, they're so unstable. It's that their body's weak, the core is weak. So you need to do exercises such as chair squats. And it's excellent if you know that you're the type of person that needs to push up on some handles just to get up out of a chair, then you would benefit from an exercise like chair squats. As he said, you can start from a higher level and you're not squatting as much, and then go to a lower level as you get stronger. But chair squats are very, very important. Now, I'm going to go to another exercise, which is a push-up. Now, it's a total body exercise depending on how you do it, or can be a total body exercise depending on how you do it. You can do the full body from push-up from your feet, or push-ups from your leg, from your knees. But let's take a look at the push-up, and we'll talk about it in just a minute.
How to do push-ups. The focus of the push-up is mainly for the pectoral muscles, or commonly called the chest. The secondary muscles involved are the triceps. The common mistakes while doing a push-up are as follows. Avoid elevating your butt. Avoid arching your back inwards. Avoid panning your elbows outwards. And lastly, this is a total waste of time. Now let's see how to do a push-up the correct way. Hold your torso straight, the back is straight, abs and glutes squeezed, palms flat on the ground, and wrists are in line with your shoulders. So your arms are automatically shoulder width apart. Head in line with the back, looking straight at the floor, maintaining posture. Now, go down till you can almost touch the floor, and then push yourself back up. Make sure your elbows bend inwards as you go down. Inhale as you go towards the floor, and exhale as you push up. Apart from your chest muscles, your ab muscles, your arms, and your shoulder muscles are activated when you do the push-up correctly. To start with, you do a minimum of 3 sets, 10 reps in the first set, 12 in the second, and 15 in the third. If you do not have the upper body strength to do a standard push-up, you can also do it with the support of your knees. Place your knees on the floor, keep your back straight, arms shoulder width apart, wrists in line with your shoulders. Now that half your body weight is supported by your knees, you will be able to do the push-ups more efficiently. Alternatively, you can also do a push-up against a wall in an inclined position. Once you increase strength in your shoulders and your arms, you can then try the standard push-up.
So there you go, we had push-ups for today. Push-ups is one of the most effective body weight exercises, but maintaining the form creates more effectiveness in the chest muscles. So stay fit, stay safe. This is Royston signing off again. Yeah.
So excellent presentation. So they gave you different, 2 basic forms of push-ups from your feet, or also from your knees, depending on your strength level. They mentioned that you can start push-ups against a wall if you're starting off a very beginner, you don't have the upper arm strength. You can also push up against a desk, so you don't have to be level, but you can also push up against a desk, and then incrementally work your way up. The most important thing is to have good form, as they pointed out, as you start out. The push-up works out upper body strength, your core. Again, we talked about core before in terms of balance. So you engage in your abdomen, as well as your core, other core muscles such as glutes and quads when you're doing a full push-up, as well as improving your chest muscles and your triceps. But again, it measures, it tests for strength and endurance. But again, for patients that I have with cardiovascular disease, patients with arthritis and the like, you want to build muscle, you want to build strength, and have the ability to maintain your body weight and also to maintain, to be able to lift heavy objects for activities of daily living. So exercise is a great core exercise, good cardiovascular exercise as well. The next exercise I'm going to point out will be lunges. Let's go through this video.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor. This is how to do lunges for beginners. Lunges, they're one of the most effective lower body exercises. They're natural, they're functional. We do them all day long. And the stronger our muscles are around our knees, which is what the lunge helps us do, the better. So we're going to show you how to do a lunge for beginners using perfect form. Lunges are not bad for you. Bad lunges aren't good for you, right? So we're going to show you how to do them correctly. Daisy is going to demonstrate one foot in front of the other is how you're going to start as a beginner. No movement, and she's going to do a stationary lunge. She's going to drop her body straight down. The couple things you want to remember is, now give us a couple repetitions, Daisy. So watch her movement. Her knee stays behind her toes. She's not going forward, she's going down. The knee, if you can, will stay right over the ankle. She's dropping her upper body straight down, her chest is up, she's looking forward, and she's working that leg in a safe, functional way. So you might do 10 repetitions on one side, then she would switch, bring the other foot forward, and again, watch as she goes up and down. The knee stays behind the toes. This is a natural, functional movement. We want to be able to do this. We want these muscles to be as strong as possible. When these muscles are weak, that's when we have pain. That's when we have dysfunction, right? So by staying stationary, this is how you start. This is how you build up strength as a beginner. And there you have it, how to do a lunge for beginners. For more workout tips just like this, please subscribe to our channel.
There you have it, the lunges. And again, you can do lunges with a walking lunge, but they did a stationary lunge, and that's ideal if you're not accustomed to doing lunges. If you're accustomed to doing lunges and you're a bit more experienced, you can do dynamic lunges where you sort of lunge in a walking fashion, maintaining the form they demonstrated in the stationary lunge. I'm going to go a little bit more rapidly. I'm going to go and show you a few more exercises. Let's look at jump rope. Jump rope is maybe a step up from jumping jacks. It requires a little bit more coordination. So here's a little tutorial on jump rope for beginners.
Hey guys, it's Krista from 12 Athlete. Jump roping is an awesome way to burn calories and get your heart rate up, but it does take a lot of coordination. So if you haven't picked up a jump rope since elementary school PE, we're going to take a look at how to get started today. All right, first, obviously, you're going to need a jump rope. You can either use a speed rope, which is what I like to use, or a regular standard jump rope, which if you're a beginner, this is a little easier, so I would start with this. Next, you're going to want to make sure the jump rope is the right height. You want the ends of the jump rope to go about chest level. It can be a little bit shorter, but too much longer is going to make it way, way too hard. Also, make sure you're on the right surface for jump roping. I probably don't need to tell you that jump roping on a gym floor or concrete is going to be a lot easier than jump roping on grass. All right, to start, bring the jump rope behind you. Hold the handles lightly in your hands, no need for a death grip here, and make sure your hands are slightly in front of your body. You're going to want to start by practicing one jump at a time, just to feel the timing. Notice that I'm not bringing my arms way out to the side. I'm keeping them close and using my wrists to flick the jump rope over. You can also practice by pretend jump roping. All you're going to do is pretend you have a jump rope in your hand and try to get the timing right. Once you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with the timing, you want to start trying to string them together. So just start with a couple at a time. No pressure, make it easy. And slowly start to add more together as you feel more and more comfortable. All right, here are a few important things to avoid when jump roping. Bringing your arms way out to the side of your body. This makes the exercise much, much less efficient and will tire your arms out really quickly, so don't do it. Trying to sneak in a double jump at the bottom portion of the jump. This is a really bad habit to get into, and I know it feels a little bit easier for some of you at first, but try not to do it. Trying to jump way too high or butt kick. We're not doing back jumps here. And be patient with yourselves, guys. Jump roping takes a lot of coordination, but with time and practice, you will get it. And then you can move on to more exciting jump rope variations. All right, for some super awesome jump rope HIIT workouts, make sure to subscribe to the 12-Minute Athlete YouTube channel.
Okay, so jump rope, a little bit more coordination required than you would get with jumping jacks. However, again, a total body workout. Again, the increased requirement of coordination, working brain and body, brain and muscle, neuromuscular workout, which is very important. It helps maintain cognition, coordination. It's a good cardiovascular workout. You can work out in your home, in your back porch, front porch. So it doesn't require, you have to go to a gym. Jump ropes are not that expensive from what I understand. So again, that's something that I highly recommend. Let's look at the use of fitness bands. Again, we're going to get back to strength development. Let's take a look.
One of my favorite pieces of fitness equipment, as you can tell, bands. So let's strike up the band and tell you why. We've got different type of bands with handles and different resistance. We've got single loop bands that don't have handles on them. Then we've got one of the classics, just kind of a small tubing band with handles at the end. You can get these anywhere. They're really inexpensive. They're really portable, and there's a ton of exercises you can do with them. Now, why I love the band is because it operates on this principle that I call mitigated variability. Yes, I know. Let me explain it a different way. When I extend this band in any movement pattern, it's not a perfect line. It's never the same amount of exact tension every time. And it's pulling me in a little bit of a different direction every single time I do a rep. The good news about that is it's really safe, but it never really lets my muscles or my brain rest because I've got to make these little adaptations to what this band is doing when I'm moving it. So we can do it standing on it with curls, with kickbacks, with presses, around our feet where you can move side to side with it for our hips. You can use it seated in a chair. So if standing up doesn't work for you, we could be in a chair with the band and we could be doing curls from the chair. We could stand on them. We can press with them. It's so portable. It's so versatile. The last thing I'll say about the band and why I really like it is in most exercises, so let's say I sat and I did a row and I put my feet and I secured it under my feet. As the band extends, it gets more tension right in the area where I want more tension. So in most of them, as we get a little bit stronger in our position, or we want to focus on an area in the end position, the band shows up with just the amount of resistance we want, and you can adjust it any way you want. This is an amazing tool. Put it to work.
So I really like bands. I use them myself, and bands, again, as you said, inexpensive, very portable. You can do a multiple variety of exercises. And he alluded to it, didn't exactly state it, but you can purchase bands of different levels of resistance. And so if you get a band of Kit 3, I think the yellow is maybe the red is the least stiff. The yellow's in between, and the blue is the stiffest. So again, arm curls, and he actually went through a few that you can use. So band exercises are excellent. And there's simple ways of building your strength. And again, you don't have to start off with 100 reps. You do arm curls, standing press. You can do 3 sets of 2 reps each, or 3 sets of 5 reps, or 1 rep. So as much as you can tolerate at the beginning, and then just build from there. The next exercise I'm going to go over. We looked at lunges. Let's look at Bowflex for body weight.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor, and this is the 3-minute Ultimate Core Workout. 5 exercises, the first 4 we're going to do for 30 seconds, the final one, full 60 seconds. That's all you need, 3 minutes. We're going to begin with a regular crunch, all right? So let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, and begin. 30 seconds, regular crunch, simple exercise, but you know what? The simple stuff is the stuff that works. All right, working the 6-pack, the rectus abdominis, We're gonna do this for 20 more seconds. 30 seconds is a good amount of time when you take your time. Focus on quality of movement. All right, give me 10 more seconds. We're gonna take this, the regular crunch, into a bicycle crunch, one of the most effective exercises. Studies have shown that. All right, 3, 2, and excellent. Right into a bicycle crunch. Bicycle crunch is opposite elbow to opposite knee. Take your time, squeeze each repetition. You'll see Katie has a little different form. Now she's reaching. You're gonna do what you can do. Just alternate, squeezing, twisting. 15 more seconds, great job. We're gonna take this one into a cross crunch. Not yet. In about 8 seconds, give me a couple more reps, squeeze. Great, 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 not easy, breathe. 3, 2, 1, cross crunch, nice and wide, hands and feet, and begin. You're bringing that opposite hand to the opposite leg. Working the angles of the abdominals really, really makes a difference. Squeezing, breathing, 3 minutes, non-stop. That's all you need. Great job, squeeze and breathe. All right, 10 more seconds. We're going into a double crunch, which brings the upper body and the knees together at the same time. In 3, 2, 1. Now bring those legs up off the ground, hands behind the head, and squeeze. Begin. Awesome. Really focusing on those lower abdominals, really squeezing, pulling it all together. Great job. 20 more seconds. And then we're going to finish up with the plank. That's the one we're going to do for the full minute. I'm going to give you some variations, all right? We have 11 more seconds. Squeeze. Get each repetition. Make each repetition count. All right? In 5, 4, 3, and excellent. Let's flip over quickly. We're going to have 2 different positions for the plank. Katie's going to hold straight arms. Elsa's going to go on her elbows. Both are effective. This is a little bit more of a modification for a beginner. All right? And hold. Again, perfectly straight line through your body. All right? 2 different ways of doing it. Do what works for you. I'm going to show you a couple more modifications. Now, Katie's going to add in just raising and lowering a leg. That makes it a little bit harder. Elsa is going to make it even harder by doing Spider-Man crunches. She's going to pull that knee towards her elbow, focusing on those obliques. Great job. Great job. All right. The plank exercise works the entire core. It works your abdominals, works your lower back. You can do that anytime, any place. And again, whether you're a beginner or an advanced exerciser, the plank is for you. You just modify it how you need. 1 minute's a long time for most people, all right? Build up to it if you can't do it. We're coming into the home stretch though. 10 seconds, not even. Great job. Squeeze, hold. 5, 4, 3, and you did it. Great, great job. 3 minutes, ultimate core workout. For more tips just like
So that's a more advanced workout. So basically the plank, and I remember my trainer putting me through this, as they showed you 2 different variations. You can hold it just still, but then you can also put movements with it. Again, building the core, strengthening the core, keeping in mind as you're doing these things, you're building the core, you're enabling yourself to hold your weight, to balance yourself, to keep yourself from falling, to bend over and tie your shoe. You can lift your leg up and stand on one leg over time as you build your core. So these are more advanced exercises. But again, as he said, you can start with different variations. Start with a 5-second plank or a 10-second plank or a 20-second plank and work your way up to 60 seconds if you're not advanced enough. So we're almost done. I'm going to do a couple more exercise. This is going to be a body weight exercise again. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor, and this is the 3-minute Ultimate Core Workout.
Wrong one. Copy this one twice.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor. This is the 2-minute ab workout for beginners. When it comes to exercise, we want to start and progress correctly. So when it comes to our abdominals, we want to start and build up slowly. So if you're a beginner, that's great. We're going to show you how to target the 3 areas to start making those connections so you can build and get stronger as you go. Because flat abs are not just for looks, it's also to be as healthy as possible. So we're going to start with just a basic crunch with our hands on our thighs. So Lisa and Ryan are going to lie back. They're going to keep their legs bent. They're going to put their hands on their thighs, and they're just going to slowly reach up, ready, and begin. So we're going to do 30 seconds. You're going to take your time. So they're just getting acclimated to bringing those shoulder blades up off the ground. You want to keep your chin off of your chest. Imagine you have a tennis ball in between, and she's looking, if you look at Lisa, she's looking up at the ceiling. Ryan as well. We have about 10 more seconds, just getting used to working the major area, our rectus abdominis of our abdominals. From here, we're going to do some marches. Ready and begin. So now they're just going to lie back and just going to alternate raising and lowering a foot. This is really important. It's basic, but it gets you started. It makes those connections. Lower abdominals. Once you lift your legs off the ground, as more advanced exercises ask for, you want to do that correctly. This is a great way to start. About 10 more seconds, and then we're going to work on the sides of our abs, our obliques. So we did the front, we did the lower, and we're going to finish up by working both sides in 3, 2, fantastic. Now drop both knees bent to the right side. Ready and begin. They're just going to slide up again, lifting their shoulder blades up off the ground. But because they're twisted, you'll see Lisa, you'll see Ryan, when their knees are to the right, they're going to target that left oblique a little bit more. All right? So nice and natural. Don't jerk. A nice, slow, controlled movement. We're going to do about 5 more seconds. We're going to finish up with the other side. So we're getting all 3 areas. Ready and switch. So they're going to do the same thing to the other side. So that's it, 2 minutes. Do this a couple times for a couple weeks maybe, till you get used to these movements, and then you're gonna progress. You're getting your 6-pack. That's your rectus abdominis with the thigh crunches. And now we're getting the sides of the obliques, both sides, learning to target just the sides, and that gets all 3 parts of our abs. Ready and rest. And there you have it, the 2-minute ab workout for beginners. For more quick.
So there you have it. So we've gone through quite a few exercises, and essentially what I wanted to show you is, 1, they're very simple to do. 2, I pull these off the internet. I mean, we've had trainers come in, we have videos that we have, but the information is there. What I want you to do is choose a set that I think is very important. There's a set of exercises that works your core. There's some level of endurance. There's some level of upper body, lower body strength, and there's some level of coordination that's required, etc. I want to point out Jackie talked about Jackie Williams, integrated care coordinator, mentioned in Healthy Lifestyle Series class. Also, for Healthy Lifestyle Series class, those of you who want to learn more, get more in depth in a lot of these topics that we talk about on the show, go to montgomeryheart.com/journey and learn about how to join our community. Also, you can learn about some of our healthy lifestyle programs and online coaching to montgomeryheart.com and go to programs and courses. So montgomeryheart.com/journey for the community, and montgomeryheart.com to learn about everything else we do, online coaching, health and wellness services. But yeah, Bikram and yoga is also excellent ways of enhancing a lot of these areas that I think that would be important. Let's see. Somebody points out, Rosetta Kincaid, Dr. Ernestine Shepard, the bodybuilder who's 85, is doing strong, still teaches exercise classes. Yeah, I've seen her online. And, we should be 85 and 95, doing fitness exercises. I mean, we have a distorted view of aging. I have people that 35, 40 who can't, bend over. That's just because we destroy our bodies, and we have to be conscious about what we eat and conscious about how we move our bodies. So I want to leave you with that. So I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to come back. I want to talk to you about my weekend. As I said, I was in Fairfax, Virginia at Veg Fest, and had a great time and interacted with a few people there. And I'll share a bit of my experience before we sign off. Also, have any questions you may have or comments you may have regarding the exercise and the fitness comments that we made earlier. So just hang tight. If you haven't done so already, give us a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Like if you haven't, subscribe if you hadn't had a chance to, and please, by all means, share this information with everyone you know. Okay, so as I said, I was in Fairfax, Virginia this weekend, and I had the honor to speak at Veg Fest in Herndon, and so I was there. Dr. Colin Campbell was there. Dr. Brian Clement was there. The James Wilkes, who is the director and producer of Game Changers, he was there. He spoke, and a number of other people were there. Spoke. Jim Loomis, Neil Barnard was there who spoke. So there was a good group of us there who spoke, and I had a wonderful time. I'm just going to show you a few photographs from the event. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but what I want to share, the person I'm taking a picture with is I don't know if any of you are well, let me see in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if you're a football fan. Let me just see. Let me give you guys a test here. Who's a football fan? Give me a thumbs up if you're football fans, and or a thumbs down if you're not a football fan. Or say, yes if you're a football fan and no if you're not a football fan. Who's followed NFL football over the years? And if you have, can anybody guess who the person I'm standing next to is? And let me give you a clue. Doesn't seem like, and yes, thanks everyone. Don't forget to hit the, good evening, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks, Anita Turner, for that reminder. Now, who is this person I'm standing? So Dellum says yes, a football fan. Dale Harding's a football fan. JW is not a football fan. JW, maybe your husband's a football fan. But anyway, so Danielle and Dellum, I'm going to give you two clues as the person I'm standing next to. One, he played for the Washington Redskins. I'm not going to tell you what position. And the other thing that was a distinguishing factor, that he was denoted as the fastest man in the NFL during most of his career when he played. Strong flowers, thumbs down, no. JW wants to give initials. Oh, okay. Initials. All right, I'll give you initials. Initials are DG. And I'll tell you what position. He played defensive cornerback. I think he's in the defensive backfield of the Washington Redskins. Misty Turner, no idea. Darrell Green. Now, Darrell Green, he played until the age of 43 years old in the NFL. And this was 20 plus years. Now, many people know Tom Brady is, I think, 43, 44, and I think he's coming back out of retirement. He'll probably play till 45 or whatever. Darrell Green, as a defensive backfield player, is one of the toughest positions to play in the NFL. I mean, offensive, defensive line are probably the toughest position because you're getting your head knocked every time you're playing. I was in Misty Turner. Oh, Darrell Green. Yeah, now you know. So anyway, so he and I had a chance to talk, and he recently went plant-based, and we chatted, and he was sharing with me his workout routine during the season. He goes, well, how'd you maintain your speed? I mean, he was, the fastest man in the league into his 30s, late 30s and 40s when you had these guys. He was playing against players who were the age of his son. And, he was not only keeping up with them, but, outrunning them. And so he shared with me the workout that he did. And one thing he would do is he'd run up the hills. He'd run up steep hills, but he wouldn't use his arms. He would leave his arms to the side, run up the hills forwards and backwards. And so that enhanced the strength and quickness, and he had to fight against gravity. And so not only in strengthen his legs, his core, the quads, some of the things you learn about in the fitness videos, but this is what he did to maintain his strength. Now, he wasn't plant-based during his NFL career. So he said he wished he'd have learned about it then, but the things that he did is that he didn't go out and party. He, stayed with his family. He rested. All the other lifestyle things that we talk about, he practiced at the time. He ate relatively well compared to what other guys were eating, and he always kept his body in shape. And so So that's something that I learned. So one thing I asked, I said, look, when you come to Houston, because he's in Houston, he lives in the Virginia area. He's in Houston from time to time, but we exchange numbers, and we're going to connect. So I said, one day I need for you to take me through your workout. And at first he looked at me strangely. I said, well, I want to do this because I want to videotape it and show it to my audience, because I want to share with my patients and wellness clients that we should all train like athletes. And so I'm going to embarrass myself and go through one of Darryl Green's NFL workouts, but it'll be worth it to get a point across both to myself and to my audience. So here's some other videos. We were outdoors. There's some tents. There's a typical Veg Fest. There were a number of people there. Now, one thing, a couple of the points I want to make. So a number of people, came up to me, prior to my talk. Well, here's one thing I want to point out. You've got here, notice you got French fries and cheese fries, vegetable spring rolls. So one thing these Veg Fests are notorious for is having these junk food, vegetable stands. And vegan diets can be as, problematic, or in some cases more problematic than non-vegan diet foods. And so you have to be careful. We promote a plant-based diet, but we don't promote junk food of any kind, whether it's plant-based or non-plant-based. And so I point that out just to make you aware. Many of you are trying a plant-based diet. And as I was about to say, many people came up to me and they were saying that, hey, I'm whole food, plant-based, SOS, blah, blah, blah. And my cholesterol won't go down, or my whatever won't go down. And one person approached me that had, multivessel bypass, some strokes and various things. And he was whole food, plant-based, and, was still on his medications. And he was saying, well, I do, pretty well at it. And the point I wanted to emphasize, or the point I did emphasize to these individuals and also during the talk, is that from the standpoint of healing, nourishing the body from the standpoint of healing requires that you be pristine. And I'm not trying to take anybody's pleasure from food or pleasure from life away. Actually, I'm trying to help you gain it. But, many of us are in situations where, we've had a long life of, standard American diet, lack of exercise, increased stress, maybe we raised kids. There are a lot of things we did, and there are noble things that we did, and we didn't know, how to protect our bodies. Just like Darryl Green, he played in the NFL. He did a lot of things right. He didn't know the best diet, although he had a very successful career. Many of us have very successful careers in the things we do. However, once we learn better, we do better. And so as you get into your, middle part of your life in your 50s and 60s and 70s, you want to make sure the latter part of your life is even stronger. So at this point, you may have to, at least on an intermittent episodic phase, do a pristine diet, raw detox, cleansing, intermittent fasting, time restricted eating, and do them for segments of, 1, 2, 3 months at a time, 6 months at a time, again, to rejuvenate the body, enhance the body. So you want to do these things. And so I shared this with a lot of people I talk to, because oftentimes people get into, they say, I'm whole food, plant-based, but, they don't realize they're processing the food, they're eating a lot. That's Brian Clement talking. And so you're doing a lot of stuff. The last few photos are from the Garden Kitchen. And this is the Garden Kitchen doing battle against heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, arthritis, etc. We have many people on our meal plans. And this is part of our production on a regular basis. As you see here, we're preparing many meal plans. And this is the Army. This is the war room. Many of you are aware of this. You've been into our war room, but I like to highlight some of the heroes behind the scenes, because these ladies work very hard, and our nutritional regimen is very, very precise. It's not like working in any kitchen, and they do an excellent job in terms of preparing the food. So I just wanted to share that with you tonight. So anyway, yes, JW, not a bite, not a drop, not a crumb. That's an important statement, because I state that when you, especially when you're doing a detox, you want to be 100% precise. When I was implanting devices on patients, my gloves had to be 100% sterile, not 99.99% sterile. You want your nutritional regimen to be 100%, not 100% precise, not 99.99%. So it's really important to be precise, largely because one bite, one drop, one crumb reintroduces a food that you're probably addicted to. And once you have one bite, one drop, one crumb, then you're going to want another, then another, then another. Staying off at 100%, at the beginning, it seems tough, it seems challenging. But as the more you do it, it becomes easier because you don't crave those foods as much as you do. Misty Turner says, clear mind when eating whole food, plant-based. Wish I knew more about this when I raised my children. That's okay. We learn what we learn, and it gets better. JW, Jackie has clear mind also. And my cholesterol levels are excellent. Just got results, 165. Excellent. Good job. So really, that's all I have for you tonight. Again, thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please share this information with anyone that who may benefit from this information. I think it would be very helpful. So I will see you next week. Until then, keep it fresh, natural, and live.